Welcome to a new Daily Top AskReddit video. Today's topic.
What's one small adult cheat code you wish you learned earlier? Doing favors for my future self as if they are a completely separate person who I love and appreciate and want to succeed. Yes, even in small ways. After dinner, I won't feel like doing the dishes, but I think of future me and know how happy I'll be to have them done in the morning. It works. Never underestimate the power of what you can get done in 10 minutes. But also, never underestimate how bad tools, misfortune and rabbit holes can transform a 10-minute job into a 5-hour one. One rabbit hole that gets me is trying to find out what the best X, Y, or Z is. Like, I'm just cleaning and restringing my guitar. I don't need to know what the best bridge pins might be, but I'll rabbit hole my way right into not getting my guitar done for a few hours. Don't fight about hypothetical situations. Also, there are times you absolutely should go to bed angry. Sometimes you are both just worn out from the day and the argument loses a lot of steam on a good night's rest. This is good advice for some people and bad for others. My ex needed consolation and my wife needs space. Which is why she's my wife, because I need space. Every time your spouse mentions something they like, make a note of it. I keep a document just for this in the Notes app on my phone. Then you won't have to scramble to think of presents when Christmas arrives. And if you see it on sale, buy it and keep it hidden. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Somehow my wife would still find it, as if drawn to it, by a power of the unseen world. Eat the frog. If you know the worst part of your day is going to be, say, eating a frog, it's best to get that out of the way early and have a whole day of clarity instead of having that weigh on you until it gets done. What the fuck did the frog do to you? Stupid sexy frog. Stay away from people who speak poorly about others behind their backs. They will do the exact same thing to you. In the same vein, be someone who says nice things about people behind their backs. It's generally a nice thing to do, and people will think more highly of you. I would never say this to her face, but she is a wonderful person and a gifted artist. Clean as you cook. Also, unload the dishwasher as soon as it's done. Load dishes directly in. This almost halves the work of doing the dishes. Second dishwasher, no shelves. Mine, if something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Changed my life. And that's why you were arrested for jerking off on the bus. It was life-changing. Done is better than perfect. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Sleep is a magic problem solver. I most often did this with coding problems, but it works with anything. If you're stuck on a complex problem and feel like you're getting nowhere, sleep on it. I don't know if your brain works on it while you sleep, but you will find solution very quickly the next day. Edit. I remembered this also works for learning practical skills, like learning an instrument. Quite often I'd struggle for hours to play a song well, only to nail it on 2 or 3 attempts after a night's sleep. Got to reboot and clear those random access memories. When making something like soups, stews, chilies or sauces, do a bigger batch and freeze the rest. You'll thank yourself later. I also discovered very late in the game to put the food on a freezer bag and lay it flat in the freezer. That way it takes way less time to thaw out. The YouTuber Adam Ragusi does something interesting where he'll freeze soups or sauces in ice cube trays and then transfer them to a freezer bag, which makes it super quick and easy to thaw out the exact amount you want. I've yet to try it, but it seems like a really good idea. When someone complains about something, don't offer a solution at first. Say you understand that must be frustrating. Hearing anyone say, I understand that must be frustrating, or a variant of it makes me feel like they're reading smudged pen ink on their hand. Lol. How do you feel about a, damn, that sucks? Similar, some us show we can relate by sharing a similar story. However, some people find this very unhelpful. If you must do it, pay attention to who is centered. And when you are done, center them. I use a question to do this. For example, damn, when I had my wisdom teeth out I was knocked out for a week and a half. How did you deal with it? Similar, some us show we can relate by sharing a similar story. However, some people find this very unhelpful. That's a struggle. I'm trying to relate, not one-up your situation. Try to be early to most things, with a few exceptions. Life happens, and lateness can cause all kinds of issues and leave lasting impressions. Backwards plan whenever you can and leave buffer room all over the place. Life happens. I agree about leaving extra time just in case, but I know a bunch of people who don't like you to show up early. I arrive early, but wait in my car on my phone until a minute or two before I'm asked to be there. If I had $1 for every time I drove past the destination, sat around in a random parking lot for 20 to 30 minutes, and then drove back to the destination at the appropriate time, I'd have a lot of dollars. Like, a lot. You can just say what you want and then ask for it. As long as you do it politely, most people will give you an up or down answer. It's also okay to say no to almost anything. There may be consequences, but you don't have to do anything just because social pressure suggests you should. It's kind of a shame that a good piece of advice for new adults is, you have agency, speaking as someone who needed that advice. We really aren't setting our kids up for success, are we? No, but we tend to teach children through soft pressures like shame, approval and tradition. Telling a kid, you are your own person, you can act as you wish, is a very subtle and difficult lesson for a young person to absorb responsibly. Stocking, or what I call pre-buy. If I see something that I will use in the future and it's on sale, good deal, I go ahead and purchase it even though I don't need it then. Stuff like medicine, paper goods, coffee, etc. When you need those things, you can't wait to get a good deal, so get it on the deal when you can. Oh, I do this. It's so helpful. I go and look for stuff in the clearance section, usually there because a box is squished or the packaging is somehow damaged. Harder to do when you don't have any extra funds though. Best deal of my life was a starter pack of power tools that was an open box. Was missing a few things like a second battery pack, but I came out way ahead. Use those tools all the time around the house. Having a boring life admin routine once a week. I sit down for 30 minutes to pay bills, reply to emails, clean a bit, plan meals and budget. It sounds dull, but it stops 90% of the stress from adulting emergencies before they even start. 30 minutes. This level of executive function takes me all day most days. Never stop working out. It takes forever to get back in shape when you are older. Also, everything hurts more. Gonna add on to this, consistency over a long period of time counts for more than you think. I was once pretty serious about the gym, now I'm a lot more casual. I aim for 2 visits a week, some weeks I only get 1, some weeks I don't make it to the gym at all. But because I haven't taken extended breaks, I'm in quite good shape. Surprised me too. I figured twice a week was enough for general health reasons and that's it, but my lifts have slowly went up over time and I actually was able to build pecs, abs, arms this way. So it doesn't take much. If 2 workouts a week is all you can commit to over an indefinite period of time, you can still be quite productive with that. Being kind and a smile cost you nothing, but they sometimes go a long way. Worked in my favor when I was applying for a visa lol. You can go a long way with a smile. You can go a lot further with a smile and a gun. A. Capone. Wake up and do what's most important for you. I.e., exercise, because when you get home from work, you'll be tired and push it off. Most important is sleep, infinite loop. Never ask yourself if you want to go to the gym, just start getting dressed for your workout. Yeah, I complained to one of my coworkers about how I don't like changing at the gym, and they suggested I go home and change first. If I go home first, there's no way I'm leaving the house to go to the gym. If there is no other option than to eat shit, don't nibble. Quote. Don't tell anyone when you have a day off. Not everyone is asking you to help solve their problem. A lot of people just need to vent and for someone else to hear them. Not caring about the opinions of strangers. Helps a lot on Reddit. Sometimes you could be arguing with a person who you wouldn't even respect in real life and you have no idea. I am teaching my children that they will unlock a cheat code if they can do 3 things. 1. Show up on time. 2. Be polite. 3. Do what you say you are going to do. I tell them if they consistently do these 3 things, they will establish a reputation for being trustworthy, and that will mean they will be on better footing than 95% of other people and they will never have to worry about having a job. Even if they're not necessarily the best at doing the work, someone will always want to employ a worker they can trust. People think you are some kind of superhero if you do those 3 things, especially number 3. No wasted motion, but my mom has been trying to teach me it for years. If I'm on the couch and need to go to the bathroom, I'll tidy up the bathroom counter while I'm there and bring something out that's meant for the living room. I struggle with cleaning, depression and CPTSD, so this has really helped me stay on top of it. Never leave a room empty-handed, is how I was taught this one. It's a great life hack. When you decline an invite, it's okay to just say, thanks for the invite, I can't make it. No need for any explanations. I had a friend who used to say, that's not workable for me, and just stopped everyone in their tracks rolling on the floor laughing. Live beneath your means, ignore what other people do. It doesn't always work, but when I think of it, it helps a lot. Don't put it down, put it away. Quote. Always ask how to spell someone's name when you first meet them. Oh, your name is Mara. Is the M-A-R-A or M-A-U-R-A? It forces your brain to encode their name rather than immediately forgetting it. What's your name? Tim. How do you spell that? I jest. Good hack. When you buy your child a Christmas stocking for Santa to fill, buy an extra identical one. Have one pre-filled with the goodies, then swap it for the empty one. It's so much easier than trying to fill it quietly at some ungodly hour on Christmas Eve. This reminded me of something I learned when it was too late for me to do for my kids. If you are going to play tooth fairy, do not have your kids put their teeth under the pillow. Pick a different designated spot so you won't wake them up when swapping the money for the tooth. A good driver never misses a turn. A great driver does. It's always safer to go to the next exit or find somewhere safe to turn around than slam brakes, make tight turns, and potentially get injured in the panic of trying to make a turn at the last second. I taught my nephew this when he was doing some driving hours for his learner's permit with me. He was stressing about not being able to get over, and I told him that going past it and turning around was always an option. It calmed a lot of his anxiety about driving in general, which made him a much better driver. My parents taught me this way, and it was so important for my anxious butt. A simple, it's not the end of the world, go around, can seriously be the difference between a stupid, deadly decision and being 3 minutes behind schedule.